Hey, what's up, guys? Colin Griffin here for your 24.2 breakdown. Griffin, thanks for jumping on again.
Of course. Let's get into this one.
So we got a 20-minute MRAP of a 300-meter row for both guys and girls, 10 deadlifts, and 50 double unders. Deadlift weight is 185, 125, and then everything else is kind of the same standard after that. So for this one in a warm-up, guys, we'll obviously have that posted down below our YouTube video, and we're going to send it out in an email for you guys, so be on the lookout for those. But we're looking predominantly at warming up your guys' low backs a lot. There's a lot of hinging in this, compounded with that jumping. Your abs as well, so trying to get your hips into a good position, as well as your posterior shoulders. We're trying to get those really warmed up, as those are going to get pretty taxed from the rowing into the deadlifts, and then the double unders will kind of light them up a little bit as well, especially if you're not super efficient at the double unders and you're pretty tense up top. So, um, Griffin, you want to kind of chat about how you're kind of thinking about pacing this workout and attacking it?
Yeah. So, I mean, very initially, I can look at what these guys were doing anyway, watching the video, and how they broke it down. Roughly, I'm going to go around my 5K pace on my rower, which is right around that 145 mark. I'm just going to be a hair off. But that's pretty simple. I row a ton. I'm not too worried about that. I'm not aerobically going to struggle in this. I know 20 minutes of a workout will be fine. The deadlifts will be unbroken. It's 185. If you're highly competitive, 185 deadlifts are nothing for you. Move the
Mhm.
bar. Move the
Mhm.
bar. Get there, pick it up. Don't think about it. Don't sit there. Pick the bar up and go. Double unders. Make sure your rope is set up. If anybody was watching the video, you saw Colton like had this massive tangle. You don't want to have that. It's going to cost you half a round. He ended up making it up, but then he could have technically beat Justin if he didn't have to do that, right? Um, so looking at pacing for me is a 5K row pace, unbroken deadlifts, and a smooth. It's not about being quick. It's just a smooth transition to that rope, because efficiency is going to be more important overall than me trying to pick it up and go as quick as I can. If I trip, I just ruined that. So, and then I'm just going to maintain that the whole time. Once I get to about 10 minutes, if I feel good, I'll start knocking down that rowing pace and maybe go like from that 145 to 144 and each round, maybe a hair quicker. And almost negative split my row, negative split this entire work. And that's where I would move faster on my workout. The goal is ultimately I'm not going to slow down between my deadlifts and double unders. Just be smooth in all of that transitioning there for the whole time. But if I know like for other athletes, let's say you're more of a gym goer for an hour, hour and a half fitness every day, you might be looking at like, yeah, okay, 5K row for most people, probably the right pace. You're moving for 20 minutes. Most people's 5K is around that, maybe faster. So it's still a good place to start for you. But the deadlifts probably might want to break that one time. And then if obviously aerobically, if you're like, yo, I can't breathe well for 20 minutes, you need to go a little slower and aim, hey, at minute 12, 13, 14, check in. Can you speed it up? But there's a point once you're kind of too far into this workout, you're not going to make up that much ground. So
Mhm.
being understanding of, hey, am I aerobically able to do this? Yes. Okay. How is my pulling capacity? Is it good? Then you can be more aggressive. If you're not, you don't pull a lot, you're going to have to be a little bit more cautious on those deadlifts.
Yep. Yeah, and I think we're gonna release a pacing chart here too to give you guys an idea of how long the rows are gonna take. And if you don't have a 5K pace, you should have at least some sort of metric on the rower that you have done recently, and you can equate that to kind of look at our pacing chart, see where that kind of puts you timeline wise, and to pick a pace for the workout, I might bump it down. Like the shorter the distance, the more I would bump it down. The longer the distance, the less I would bump it down. So if you guys don't have a 5K, but you maybe have a 2K, you're probably about 7 seconds off on your 2K pace, 7 to 10 seconds off on your 2K pace from your 5K pace about. So that should give you guys kind of an idea of how to figure out a pace and what to hold on the rower. To Griffin's point about negative splitting, if you guys are trying to do that, you might actually want to go like 1 to 2 seconds slower then your 5K pace, and then at the 10-minute mark, try and pick it up maybe to that 5K or above. I definitely think that this workout is a negative split style workout. Traditionally, in the past, I've personally and had a lot of people kind of coast almost until that 5-minute mark left in the workout, and that actually allows them to sustain a pretty good pace throughout the duration of the workout, and then they can kind of close it out versus coming out hot like these guys did, which they are elite level athletes. Always keep that in mind. Don't forget they're games athletes. And they're just able to sustain throughout. Like their pain tolerance, their body's ability to handle volume can sustain throughout. So if you're kind of looking to break into quarterfinals or get a good score on your first attempt on this, definitely coming out a little bit slower and just kind of building into this one is definitely how you want to go. So, you have any
Yeah,
other thoughts on
you don't want to mess this one up and repeat it.
it? Yeah,
Not
yeah.
because you tripped up on a double under or you went out too hot in the first 5 minutes and have an oh no moment. Don't do that on this one. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Then the excitement is going to be super high, especially if you're there for Friday Night Lights. You're going to have like 15 people get off the rowers way ahead of you. Just ignore them. Run
I can
your
see
race.
it.
Just be chill. Because at like Griffin said, at the 5-minute mark, you are going to catch them and you're going to see them literally seeing God at 5 minutes with 15 minutes left in the workout. So just chill. Um, but yeah, I think some other things. Cannot hammer this home enough. Pick your pace from the beginning. Stick to that pace. Um, don't come out hot. Just run your race on this one. Uh, I think that you can also, if you're worried about the 20-minute time duration or the volume of either deadlifts or double unders, you can break those deadlifts, and you get a little bit less time under tension. It keeps the bar speed fast. This isn't like a 15-second break. This is like you drop the bar and you're taking your inhale, exhale as you're bending back over to pick up the bar. Um,
I would add to that deadlift speed is more important
mhm.
than trying to hold on and go unbroken.
Yes.
I
Yep.
would if you know you're gonna be like that very tempo, stay under control. I get it. Move faster, break.
Yep. Perfect. Um, There is no floor plan for this. So set up in a tight, tight, tight workspace. Those guys probably could have been closer to 11 rounds finishing 11 rounds, sorry, had they had a different setup, but they were having to walk out to their deadlift bar, step over for their rope, walk back to their rower. That I think I didn't calculate the transition times, but that's a good probably 3 to 5 seconds. And then as you start to get tired, closer to 7 of transition each round. So literally like rower, deadlift bar, and you could maybe even squeeze that double under rope in between your deadlift bar and the rower. If not, just put it on the other side and 2 quick steps over. So keep that workspace tight. On the transitions on the rower, you saw Medeiros do this. 1 foot in, get a pull. Second foot it comes in when you're fully extended, and then you start getting into that pace. No dead time on this workout. We don't want any dead time. So just getting the rower moving eliminates all that dead time. Like Griffin said, efficient dubs. If you trip, just get right back to work like they did. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't fucking bend over and try and take 3 breaths. Just get into those double unders again. Um, Negative split, and then just have a second rope on standby just in case. So, um, Griffin, what else you got here?
Say the last thing for most people is this is a great workout to have like a reset button every round for you, whatever that is in the workout. And for most people, the perfect opportunity is the only place you're really have to slow down no matter what is getting on the rower.
Mm-hmm.
So still be efficient, be smooth. But if you're like, hey, this is where I can like have a mental reset because it's a lot of rounds and reps, just know like, hey, get to the rower, just like you were saying for the double unders. You trip, get through them, get to the rower, get on the rower, take 3 breaths as you're pulling, control. This is your reset every round. It's the easiest part of your round.
Hmm.
And that's a perfect way to be like, all I have to do is get back. I get those 3 easy calming breaths and then knock it out. And you reset every single time. You'll feel better for the over the duration of the 20 minutes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, good luck, guys. Let us know if you need any help. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you next week here.
Blow that back out.
Hell yeah.